But this is what it's come down to.
Light versus dark.
Light versus dark.
Not quite light versus shadow.
But still some form of darkness there. Look at Gravy Bones' eyes. They are not nice.
Not nice. You're a fantastic writer, Az.
Yeah.
But here we have our two players. Neither names that came up when we were talked about the UK National Championship.
And we've touched on this as well. Like, all the previous champions did not make it to top 8.
Not one.
Not one.
And here we have two players.
To be here, and wow, look at that trophy on the table. This is what is at stake here.
And really been a privilege for both of us to bring this to you on the official Fab TCG YouTube channel.
It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we've come a long way here together as well. All of these players have come a long way.
Yeah.
And now facing off, ready for this final.
Yeah.
All for that trophy, the right to call yourself the national champion.
This is it. Fist bump to get things going here. We have seen a lot of Prism in this top 8, and we're going to continue to see it. Is the flight path set for Tim McCarthy, or is Gravy Bones going to come back from the depths?
Looking like a pretty solid opening hand there for Tim. Only one Figment.
Yeah.
Now, I know the last time we saw Prism pushing towards the top 8 in a big event was in London.
A handful of Figments. Yeah, that's
always
it.
The risk you run into. But here we go. Herald of Judgment, just 6. Doesn't even think about it. Aaron Boyan is just like,
Block
nope.
6.
Let's get that out of the way.
Yep.
That beautiful extended art rainbow foil, give no quarter as well.
They're a pretty penny right now, I tell you. Get those while you
Between
can.
that and the extended art dead threads, graded balance of justice, Aaron Boyan might be a man of discerning tastes. But again, like we've said before, this game really, like, people will identify with the decks they're playing.
Absolutely.
And here we are going to call to the grave.
Go and chuck something in the bin.
Let's get
in the graveyard.
Party started.
Let's start raising dead.
Call to the grave. I remember when this card was spoiled, and all I could think of was, oh, that's a very powerful effect.
Yeah. I think LeVar used it quite a lot, didn't she?
Yes. And I've played quite a bit of, other card games, and it's always a powerful ability to take any card in your deck and be like, do you know what, that's in the graveyard now.
Yeah. But what's on the battlefield now is a chum-friendly first mate who's not friendly at all, swinging in for 4, threatening first blood of this final in the UK now.
Establishing a board state.
Yeah, whereas Prism on the other end can just act on the front end attack. Not necessarily need to establish the ally, but can just force those huge numbers of go again through.
Yeah, both players pretty well versed in their decks by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Aaron, for someone who's only come back to the game, like, plays with the skill of a seasoned veteran, like someone who's been playing a long time non-stop.
Yeah.
Just knows what he's about the whole time.
You just don't lose that knowledge and skill, I think, if you can come back to this degree. It's inherent.
Yeah, it just shows a lot of skill.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of talent to be able to come back. We're going to get a Figment of Judgment into play. Not really a card that matters too much in the matchup, but we'll get that first Angel into play. And we can tell by Tim's setup here with Empyrean Rapture, he's not anticipating this to be a long, drawn-out game.
Nope.
Because otherwise you would play Vestige of Soul, you would play Library, which I know is in his sideboard.
Yeah.
Something like that to try and generate long-term advantage. But
we're just going quickly, establishing this which one's this called? Artemis? Themis.
Themis,
That's the
Archangel
one.
of Judgment.
Yeah.
We're going to flip a card in Tim's graveyard face down, take 1 point of damage, but we're going to generate that all-important gold. And now another Herald. Let's take a look.
For 6 damage. Wow.
Or to the board every time. But Aaron deciding, let's commit some blocks here.
Yep.
We're going to have to try and take care of this angel. But how best to do that?
Yeah, no allies established of his own here. It's going to turn into a war of the dead and the angels as
We're
we come
going
in.
to tip the barkeep.
Yeah, just get a little Gold Kiss rum.
Get ourselves set up.
Yeah, for the battle that is ensuing, Gold Kiss rum is needed for that liquid courage as we close out the afternoon here.
Sure, the prize money. Sure, the gold foil.
But the title.
The title.
Yeah.
Exactly the thing that matters most. But this Herald of Ravages meets the Conqueror of the High Seas, Trigger Phantasm. And now in comes Themis Archangel of Judgment, using our resources to buy back our action point. And now Aaron just taking 4, and now coming in another 7.
Yes, it's just relentless.
Here's that jumbo jet we talked about. 747.
Yeah.
And this is what Prism is doing, operating at its highest efficiency.
Yeah, it's just been given the room because of the nature of Aaron's deck. But there is the Blanche.
Yes,
yeah.
That Compass of Sunken Depths plus Gravy Bones ability has allowed Aaron Boyan to find his way into this situation, deal with both of those. Both of those heralds have been dealt with.
We've seen a couple of cards that we haven't seen on stream, Tim, for yet. Soul Shield and Celestial Reprimand in the hand there, coming in with...
take another drink.
Another drink, yeah.
Always tip your barkeep, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
And Sawbones coming out, sending in 6 damage. But looking at a hand that doesn't block a huge amount. If I see correctly, we see a Soul Shield. We see a Herald. Angelic Wrath and Celestial Reprimand.
Yeah.
There's a good chance we just... Oh, we are in fact going to Soul Shield.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep our Angel in play. And
which
probably send...
Speed on Sawbones.
We get our Soul, and then if we send another Herald into Sawbones, we get that coveted 2 Soul.
Yep.
We're going to send instead the Angel into Sawbones.
Yep. Just allies attacking allies.
Arsenal and pass.
I haven't seen that all weekend. A narrative that could form as a result of this National Championships.
Tim drawing up another hand with a bunch of instants there. So let's see what Aaron decides to do. We're going to call
another
to the grave.
Another tutor for a card going into the graveyard.
The amount of deck manipulation available to Gravy Bones is just something else, and we've seen it on full display all weekend.
Yeah, both in limited and CC. It's the lines that are available to you are just insane.
Yeah, nothing for me will top round 1. Watching Ben Westmore.
Oh yeah.
Find that defense reaction off the top to survive.
That was brilliant. Yeah.
It was something else. But like those are the kind of moments that we live for here.
It
playing
is.
Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
And here's Golden Tipple.
The Golden Tipple.
Discarding a Golden Tipple. Making a gold draw on a card.
Drawn a card.
With Gravy, you have to make a choice. Am I going after those allies, or am I going to go the face is the place?
Yep.
You
different questions. Yep.
Much like the Dromai decks of old, as you will no doubt remember being like,
oh yeah,
For a lot of decks, you were like, well, I have to ignore it.
I just have to send it straight to the face.
Yeah,
exactly
I have to hope they fall over before I have to deal with any of this.
Yeah. But we're going to be establishing another Sawbones.
Yeah, a nice 1 resource, 6 damage, and another tipple coming in here. 3 go again. Just pushing damage where we can.
And then activating the gold-baited hook and swinging with the Sawbones for 6, with the on-hit of creating gold.
How all of the pieces of this Gravy Bones deck just work together. Aaron getting his gold.
Yeah.
Untapping.
Nice.
And drawing up.
So obviously, if you want to send a Herald of Ravagers straight into the Sawbones, that's going to go Watery Grave Triggers, get out of here. And now we're going to deal 1 arcane damage and go and get a Figment. But if you want to get started with Gravy, you can pick up the Armory deck as well.
He has just decided that we're not here for a long time. We need to be here. We need to hit them. Two blues in hand. So it looks like, yes, we are going to use Empyrean Rapture to reduce the cost of Prism's activated ability by 2 and get that Figment, that Archangel of Protection, Aegis, which on attack is going to
get 2 more Spectral Shields into play.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are going down to 0 soul.
Having to starve the soul for that, yeah. But coming in 4/4, 3 Spectral Shields on the back end.
Functionally gaining 7 life here.
Yep.
Aaron, yeah, block with my face. We don't block angels. Angels don't really do anything. And here is a passing mirage.
Okay, just another pillow that we can use to just make sure that the heralds that we do send in now are just going to lose Phantasm the first time anyway.
Yeah, another wrinkle to this game plan. Because there's only so much you can do. There's only so many things you can target with Gravy Bones. There is a minimum number of action points you have available to you.
Yep. Yep, so we're getting that full value out of Saltwater Swell there, getting that 5 resources floating after we play it.
Yeah.
Pitching that Sunken Treasure.
Saying like, all right, we're going to eat that Spectral Shield.
Yeah.
And then we're going to conquer the high seas.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good.
That's 8.
8, go again. Looks like it could be seeing that singular block.
Yeah.
And the ward eating the rest, but not all of it. Still one hanging around after the 3 block. Yep.
And losing 5 ward.
Yep.
And now let's see what else we have going on for Aaron Boyan.
Cracking a gold.
Drawing a card.
Saltwater Swell.
Now let's see if Aaron decides we need to deal with this passing mirage or if we need to continue going to the face.
Yep.
You can see he's thinking about the very same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
staying
just shoring it up.
There is no on attack because the attack never resolves into Spectre.
That's right.
But we have dealt effectively with Tim McCarthy's board state. And let's see what we have here. We have
Herald of Triumph coming in for 6 with go again because the Figment was pitched.
1.
Yeah.
Herald of Erudition. But 7 greater than the 6 that is it is the 6 that is required functionally here.
Yep.
Tim could, if he so chose, activate Halo,
which was a good call. Fantastic.
I have a question. What's it feel like calling these games next to me when it's almost like I know what they're thinking?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm not going to take that away from you.
Yeah. Going to get that Figment of Triumph saying, no, I need this to hit.
Yes.
You're only blocking 5. You're still taking
damage.
3 points of damage over, or 4 points of damage over the top of this.
Yep.
Goes to Soul. And
Get
another
Prism trigger.
Figment coming into play here.
Yep.
effects like that are one of the reasons a lot of people started running actually Rally the Coast Guard.
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
can turn another card into your hand into +3.
Yep.
But here, Herald of Erudition, but you never want to.
So, yeah.
Here comes
Soraya.
Misoa's Soraya, Archangel of Erudition.
Yeah.
Tim getting to draw some cards.
Angelic Wrath and another Triumph, I think.
Yeah. And Tim committing the balance to the block.
Yeah.
Going like, well, I might be using this.
Yep.
This one might come in handy. And another Herald.
A Triumph coming in for 5 on this one.
Yeah. Aaron choosing to break balance, draw a card.
Yeah.
Before we start thinking about blocks, probably might need to deal with this Herald of Triumph. Or take 5.
No, taking 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send me the bill, says Aaron Boyan.
Yeah.
You can have your card and soul. You can have your figment and play. I am going for it right now. I'm going to push. And, you know, I got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
He knows that trying to play the value trading game is a surefire way to lose this matchup.
Yeah. You can't keep up with all of these heralds coming in with
what's the value from
prison?
Boyan, so I'm very curious to see what it is. And that Ponder is going to draw the Wartune Herald that was put on top.
Yep.
Tim drawing up a pretty effective blocking hand for the first time in a little while. He's drawn a lot of instants. But here we go. Let's go. Golden Tipple, pitching Murderous Rabble.
Yep.
Discarding. The minute you've probably activated Soraya the second time is the minute you've won the game.
Yep.
I don't want to see that happen.
Nope, just getting rid of that straight away.
Yeah.
Now we're coming in.
Here we
with
go.
That Conqueror, which is
big
online.
Smile on Tim's face, going like, "Oh, sure." Damage turn, not too bad.
Yeah. Wow. Yep, so Spectral Shield is going to be eaten up here.
As is that Wartune Herald.
Yeah.
And we're going to close up the combat chain.
Portside Exchange.
Portside Exchange.
That's
and
a great
here
thing
we go.
about this as well.
Dead Threads, Gold Baited Hook, Rigor Mortis.
It's the awesome thing about Portside Exchange as well. It says discard a card, then draw a card.
Yes, so you always get the card draw.
So you always get the card, yeah. If you have no cards in hand.
It doesn't say discard if you have.
Yeah. Nice.
The discard fuels the gold.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Non-Phantasm, Herald of Protection. 7, no I know the last time I was watching this, Tim had Herald of the Angel of War, Bologna.
Oh, the one that puts counters on other angels.
And 2 or 3 counters spread across his board. And I was going, that's
wow.
not good.
Yeah, you don't see that happen often either, really, do you?
That's I'd call that a bad one.
Yeah.
But Figment of Ravages coming into play.
Rigor Mortis is just a sick play in general. It was awesome.
I don't play these board state decks in the game. It's not really the deck of choice I have for my higher level events, but I love watching them interact. I love playing with them. They're so interesting.
Watching these players interact with them is just insane. And we've seen a Victoria Archangel of Triumph be established here as well.
And Tim choosing not to activate its ability, just using keeping the 1 card in soul.
Yep.
Putting Aaron to 8. 6 plays 8. We're already compared to where we've been in this top 8,
Mm-hmm.
we're racing
We are
towards the
racing,
finish
yeah.
here. Here we go. Golden tipple, pitching sea legs, discarding rigor mortis.
Getting a goal. Gravy to be able to keep up all these attacks. Like,
And here we go. 2 is blocked.
yeah. Another
Into
tipple.
Golden tipple, discarding sawbones,
Yeah.
drawing a card, making a gold. A lot of gold here for Aaron Boyan right now.
Yeah. Spectral Shield just protecting that Victoria for now, but we are going to be cracking the gold. Closing the combat chain, crack a gold, draw a card.
Another golden tipple.
Yep.
Thinking about drawing a card. We are, in fact, going to send in another 2, discarding an Anka.
Making another gold.
2 go again, make a gold, draw a card.
Yeah. Wow.
Just saying, we're coming for this angel.
Yeah. Absolutely gunning for it.
And 2 more blocked.
Yep.
Closing that combat chain yet again.
Keeping Victoria alive for
Cracking
now.
a gold, drawing a card.
Yeah.
We know we have the resources here to play and swing with rigor mortis. Aaron looking, see, maybe we can go a little bit wider.
Yeah. Wow.
Draw. And we always have access to dead threads as well.
Yep.
Can we go 2 attacks wide here, take these cards off Tim? And another
my
1.
Goodness me. So...
Is just, you never want to be in that position.
No.
So Aaron now choosing to close up the combat chain, get out rigor mortis, activate dead threads, activate hook, send rigor mortis in for 6. And it looks like Tim did he not think about dead threads here? He's just like, oh, well, that angel's gone.
Yeah.
We're taking 2. Have your gold, I guess.
Yeah.
1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. 4 to 8.
Wow.
Swabby, Anka. Oh, and more golden tipples besides. Wartoon Herald for 7.
Yep.
1 floating. There's not much left available to Tim McCarthy here. But you know what is available? That is that golden compass and that gravy bones activation.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Boyan always gets a chance to look.
Yep.
He has
Always.
access to the top card of his deck at all times.
Right now. Oh, it's getting very close to the ultimate decision.
The Tim McCarthy looking like he can see this potentially slipping away from him right now.
Yeah.
Doing everything he can to hold on. Sending 7 to the face. And Aaron Boyan saying, I've got 7 for you.
7, yeah, wow. Activating that gravy as well, and just so much versatility in this deck.
Absolutely. And as I said, Aaron Boyan's the man who went, do you know what, this didn't work out for me last time. What if I just go for it?
Yeah.
Let's just send it. Swabby, 3 go again. Going.
Yeah.
We bring in full go again. Tim committing Herald of Triumph. And then in comes Rigor Mortis for 6. At least this has to be committed to blocks.
Going down to 2, 1. Yeah.
Taking 3 down to 1.
My goodness me. This is
1 card in soul. No blocking cards in hand. Going to flip an angel.
Yep.
Paying retail, not where you want to be when you have Empyrean Rapture on board.
No discount, just getting out the Avalon.
And then Avalon taking care of Rigor Mortis. Downside is Aaron Boyan, 8 life, full hand.
Yep.
Gravy Bones ready to be activated. 2 rum. So much he can do here.
Yep.
Tim has a hand that blocks a little bit better this time. But we're going to go sea legs with go again, thanks to that rum. I have a Ophidia, opting 2.
What a moment we're in now, blocking for 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Ward trigger.
Avalon under the bus, you go. And portside exchange, discard Anka, create a gold, draw a card. Pitch a blue. We get a Sawbones, and Sawbones coming in here 4/6, committing 2 cards to the block. Pass.
Wow,
to Tim, left with 1 card in hand and nowhere to go but into the arsenal.
Just relentless.
Aaron, just like I said, he has come in here with a game plan. He knew what he wanted to do. Let's start. Always
just have a
with
look.
Compass.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss out on any critical information.
Chart the high seas, revealing a blue and another blue.
Blue and blue.
Yeah.
But that means with go again. So we're going to draw a card. Use the information that's available to us, and here we go. Portside exchange, getting that Swabby into the graveyard, drawing a card, creating a gold.
Absolute theatre.
Back alley break line.
Yeah.
Playing that Swabby.
Goodness gracious me.
Activate tapping gravy for the gold kiss rum. We send in Swabby for 7. Go again.
My goodness me,
this could be lights out for Tim. And we've decided we're going to use the Phantasmal Footsteps and the Soul Shield here. We do get a card in Soul for this, but we are going to lose those Footsteps to the 7 power Swabby, and we're going to crack a gold here. And crack a gold.
Crack another gold, yeah.
Maybe we're digging for a way to give go again. Crack a
Oh,
gold.
my goodness me. Sunken treasure.
Is it time to just send in
Sawbones?
Still just eating the last 2 cards in Tim's hand. Untapping.
Yeah. This is absolutely captivating. Do you know
On a razor's edge right now.
My God.
Let's have a look. We see Aaron has drawn up here, activating Gravy Bones, or activating the Compass. We have which is a pretty strong start with 3 go again.
3 go again.
And I see a tip the barkeep.
Tip the barkeep, sea legs.
3 block on 3.
Yep. Looks like we are holding on to a 3/3 blocks there. A couple of Helder protections.
Tip the barkeep. Making that rum means one of our allies is going to have go again. This Swabby swinging in for 7 go again, thanks to this gold-kissed rum. 6, and we're activating Empyrean Rapture.
Yep.
So that's 7 full cover.
Still leaving 2 floating for the angel to be awakened if needed.
But in goes Sawbones coming in for 6. We're going to prevent 4. We're going through the most. Why not?
Why not?
We might as well get the marbles on screen. And that is it!
Aaron Boyan. Oh my God. What a